So we'll give everybody some few moments to arrive and just welcome everyone as you do get here. We're here obviously for our December desktop time, and things are a little different this month, but good different. So you can see we already have Matthew with us, who I'm going to introduce in just a moment, and he's going to take over for a few minutes. But today we don't have officially, like we normally would, a guest host and a guest vendor. So we have some guests that are going to pop in and say hello from time to time today. We have some giveaways. We're going to talk a little bit about 2019. And Matthew's also brought along some videos he made up to share some highlights of the QB Connect events, both San Jose, right here in hometown USA, as well as Canada, where he just was. So again, we'll give people a couple more minutes to join us here. So Matthew, I'll go ahead and introduce you.
Thank you.
Matthew, of course, is somebody that some of you probably know from Parkway Solutions. Some of you probably know from the QB community group now that he has started, I guess, and is very much an active part of. But Matthew, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us more about your experience at QB Connect and about your new community group.
Thank you, Chris. First, I got to say this is a lot of fun to be able to be here and to contribute towards this great event. I've been watching Desktop Time now for quite some time, ever since you guys got started. So to see some of these cool faces going to be on here, it's going to be a lot of fun. QuickBooks Connect is an event that actually really changed the way I look at business. I've been to different conventions in the past, but this one was very unique. My first year, last year, I went and because of a company called LedgerSync that sent me up, and we only went for one day. So it made it really tough to really experience everything that you could get out of QuickBooks Connect. So this year, I decided to go all 3 days, and it was amazing. I mean, I was just dumbfounded by like all the stuff, the classes, the information, but most importantly, the people. I think the best part of everything was all the connections that were truly made that have now been so helpful since then, helping me find solutions to challenges that we didn't expect to have come up with clients in the in-between. Matter of fact, it was so much fun. One of the coolest parts of it was there was a group of people from Canada that were there, and they were so dang loud the entire time. We thought there was like 300 of them. And it ended up being that there's actually only about 30 of them, but super powerful, dynamic people. And that's kind of what led to us deciding to go to Canada in QuickBooks Toronto, which I'll show a video from that a little bit later. But I'd love real quickly, I'd love to show you a video from San Jose that we put together. Does that work?
That's perfect.
Let me grab my screen here. Share. And this is from San Jose.
Everybody, who's excited about QuickBooks Connect? Yeah! Who's coming to see Seth David? Yeah! Who's coming to see? There we go. How about Mariette Martinez? Hector Garcia? Michelle Long? And who else got to come on? And all the others and everybody else. So, if you're seeing this, be sure to connect into QB Community Live, or if you're seeing on somebody else's thing, we're going to be live streaming, doing stuff like this the entire time. And we're here to make sure everybody has a fun time, whether you're here or not. So, guys, have an amazing time at QuickBooks Connect 2018. Nice. What do you think of the event this evening so far? It's very busy, very lively, very enjoyable. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, it's good, very multicultural. Lots of people from all around the world. And, yeah, watch what's happening to the price of products. And the price of products is reducing. So we'll take Yeah, basically, there's a race to zero on products. But actually, what's happened to the price of babysitters? And what's happened to the price of concert tickets? And what's happened to the price of bungee jumping? And what's happened to the price of weddings? All the experiences people will pay more for. And that's where the accountants are delivering an emotional experience for their business owners. And they'll pay more for it. Okay, you know me over that. You're absolutely right. It's probably one of the best answers I've heard on in a long time. This is going live over to Facebook. Oh, sorry. This is what happens after hours. Okay. So the entire event was absolutely just amazing. It was filled with fun times, lots of great conversations with great people. The daytime was full of information, nighttime was full of events where you got to really connect with different accountants, business owners, different people, which was the goal of trying to show off the whole aspect of the trip itself. I really, really enjoyed it. Anybody who is considering about going to QuickBooks Connect and they haven't gone, really should go next year. It is absolutely worth every single penny. So.
Yeah, well, thanks for sharing that. I mean, that's always been, it's funny, I always kind of laugh that it's right here in our hometown of San Jose for QBox. We're right here in this local community. And that to me is probably the best event in San Jose all year, maybe other than Christmas in the Park. But like you said, just to put a face to a lot of the names and to really be able to talk and collaborate and share, you know, positives and frustrations, looking for solutions, has just been a very positive forum for us also as a vendor. But like you said, even just to meet more of the community, different people. You know, our personality, and you and I have talked about this, Matthew, is that we're always interested in building relationships and helping to find solutions, whether it's QBox or something else. So that forum, even like you said, with the fun events, you know, the pre-com party and the different events each night put on by different vendors, just give people a chance to really hang out and get to know each other and talk more, you know, candidly, and things will pop in your head as you're having a casual discussion about, you know, different situations you've had, and really open people up to exploring other solutions and creating dialogue. So I totally agree with you. It's been a very positive forum. Even, again, as a San Jose native, saying there's just not a whole lot here, but it's definitely the highlight of San Jose's year here. In fact, I was joking, I don't know if you saw, I posted some pictures that the few days before, downtown San Jose, the banners were everywhere. QB Connect is coming, and of course took over the community. Really? So yeah, so it's definitely a landmark event for the city of San Jose now. So yeah, so.
Only thing I didn't do, which I wish I had, was go on a bird race. So next year, if anybody wants to do races on the birds, let's do it. We'll do some video of it. We'll have a Grand Prix birds. The scooters.
Yeah, I saw people zipping around on the scooters. I thought next year I got to do that. I got to head out. So I did the penny count, but other than that, I got to do scooters. I'm in. I'm down for the first annual San Jose 500 scooter race through downtown.
Hey, it looks like we got Mariette is popping in right now.
Yeah, I think Mariette is joining us right on cue. Mariette, how are you? Are you there?
Yes. Hi, guys. Can you see me and hear me?
I sure can.
Hello. So awesome to be here with all my friends. This is so fun.
Yeah, and you know, I was thinking this morning. So far, we're the Californians too. So you're like the way south, and we've got Ventura Beach.
Are we like, what is that, West Side?
Yeah, this is very often. I know in this business, so.
I know my good
That's
buddy
all
Linda's
right.
going to watch this in a little bit, so just proof the West Coast is the best coast.
Yeah, sorry. No, I love all coasts, but I'm not leaving the West Coast. That's
Oh, well said, well said.
I should have put my disclaimer because most of our customers are Midwest, East, so I love it here in San Jose, but really it's nice everywhere. So
Yes.
you can keep your stinking cold weather and your
I don't even want to turn my computer so you guys can actually see what my view is. Gorgeous, sunny California. That's what I'm doing.
well, and they,
What are we talking about?
well, so actually you're up next, but I was just going to say, at QB Connect, you can tell a Californian because we're wearing coats, and it's like, high 50s, low 60s, and all the Easterners are laughing at us like, really, a coat? It's like 50 or 60 degrees and sunny, so.
Yeah, but we get excited to use our jackets.
That's right. Dust them off, wear them like 1 month out of the year. That's right.
and Matthew decided to do a Facebook Live where I'm actually the one day of the year that I wear my puppy jacket. He decided to film me in my puppy jacket. And everyone's like, what's up with the puppy jacket? How cold is it over there?
I thought you looked great. I just, I went right past it, but that's okay. So, Mariette, you actually were on Desktop Time in June this year. You were on with Danny for T-Sheet, if I remember correctly.
Yes. Yeah, I love Desktop Time. Well, I was actually, Chris, now remind me, was I on the very first Desktop Time?
Yes, you were. Yes, you were. You got it right. You're one of the inaugural guests on the first ever Desktop Time in 2017.
Yes, I was. I'm a big fan of Chris. Actually, the funniest feedback from the very first Desktop Time is stop talking about Chris and how awesome QBox is and how awesome Chris is. And I'm like, but that's all I got to talk about.
Yeah. That's been our only narrative to any guest host is don't talk too much about QBox because Mariette talked us up and people got mad.
And then it was like a double whammy because I think it was Joanne and I, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We both were like, QBox, 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 bam, 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 bam. And they were all QBoxed out after the first episode.
Yeah, that's right. It was almost the end of Desktop Time before we even started.
But now we're what, 2 years later or 1 year?
Yeah, no, so that was 2017, January. So I guess officially 2019 will be,
Gosh.
it'll be a third year or so.
That's awesome. So we didn't break it. We didn't break
it.
Good.
Yeah, no, you didn't break it, thankfully.
So Mariette, it's been another year. What is one thing about this year that's just you're thankful for? You share something positive with us about this last year.
Gosh, that's a hard question because I got a lot of them. So something positive. So I would say that a huge, big moment for me was growing my tribe. So that has been something that and this is real life. I have a little
cute.
Bring it in, come on.
You want to come and say hi to me? Decided to jump into my Desktop Time. So my life right here.
What's up?
Say hi, Dave Oliver. Hi, you just got in the middle of my Desktop Time. You got to say hi now. No?
That's so cool. we have openings next year. Will you be a guest host next year?
Love it. So Mariette did a great job of getting
That's my real life. My nanny is taking my son out because that's the second time you've done that on a live interview. And look at her handbag. This is what she's
Yeah, woo!
This is the real deal, guys. I'm not kidding around. This is my life. Oh, sorry about that, guys. This is real. Okay, bye.
So that's what we like about you, Mariette, is everything you do is very, very real. I mean, you just recently had your boot camp for small business owners, trying to help them better understand their financials. You're always giving all the time of yourself. And I mean, we're grateful for it. So.
Well, thank you. I mean, it's giving to, obviously, my little ones. I'm home. Now you know I'm home. And it's giving to all you guys. But ultimately, like I was saying before, it's really giving and receiving. I mean, as I've been growing my tribe, that's been a huge intention for me for the last 3 years, is to create a community that really wants to help and inspire each other. And as we help and grow and give, obviously we will receive many times 10x than what we expected. But I would say that is my biggest kind of reward and achievement is consistently growing a tribe of incredibly positive and impactful people. So that's what I would say.
Awesome. Well, you obviously done an exceptional job at that. So,
what about a goal for 2019?
Oh, well, goodness, yes. Yeah, and talking about goals, you know, I love goals. As you can see right there, I have a lot of different ways of writing my goals. Here's one of them. So I like to journalize. This is called the Freedom Journal.
awesome.
So I love to journalize my goals. And then another one, look at literally out my hands because I'm a big goal person. This is another goal book by Zig Ziglar called The Performance Planner, where you literally plan out your goals like in list formats, and you put timelines and deadlines because they're supposed to be SMART goals, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so my big 2019 goal is to launch the Tus Tres Maestras. Many of you know that I'm creating an online bilingual platform with my partners Vanessa Campos and Carmen Manrique. We've been teaching a lot. We've actually gotten a lot of support. TPA Academy has allowed us to teach in Spanish. Latino Tax Pros has given us a platform to teach in Spanish. Scaling New Heights, Joe Woodward, has given us an opportunity to teach in Spanish. But we now want to buckle down and really take it to that next level and build out our online platform. And so that is my big, hairy, scary goal for 2019 is to have that platform out there and to have at least, we want 3 series available to go ahead and watch and, you know, take the course. So that's our goal for 2019.
That's awesome.
Yes, and bilingual, by the way, it'll be both in English and Spanish. That's why it's taking a little longer because everything we're doing it in 2 different languages.
I know that you had talked, we talked before about sharing blog articles, and you're always looking for great content from people that they'd be willing to have it translated so all the knowledge can be shared across cultures, and that's still something they should be reaching out to you for, right?
Oh, Matt, thank you so much for mentioning that. Yeah, that's another, you know, another goal. Gosh, again, I would think all the episodes talk about my goals, but another one is to try to reach out to people that do want to support the Latino community. Of course, you know, the Latino community is a bilingual, multicultural, and multi-generational community. So to best support them, we would like to have contributors that would like to contribute in their language, and we would be willing to translate that into Spanish. So even if you want to contribute in English to our community, then we will translate that into Spanish. And Matthew has actually already offered to connect with myself and one of my biggest partners, which is Camino Financial, to start providing content, and then we would translate that in Spanish. And it's a great opportunity for you to feature yourself in bigger communities. Camino Financial, for instance, has over 40,000 followers. And so just imagine you're creating a bigger community by supporting the Latino community. So thank you, Matt, for bringing that up. That's a huge, huge objective for me for 2019 as well.
Of course. I believe we have a giveaway to do, right, Chris?
Yes, we do. And actually, I was just getting messaged. Marianne, I hope you received the chat with the.
Yes. So I get to announce the giveaway before I have to go away because I got to go pick up my kids. So, and I'm going to do the typical thing. I'm going to jump in my car and keep on listening, but I won't be part of it anymore. So let me go ahead and give the giveaway, but can I know what it is first? What am I giving away?
Yes. Okay. So you're giving away a Q-Box swag pack, and I just lost part of it, which has all of our shirts that we've ever made. We have a few shirts. We have pens. We have our cool wristbands, which everybody thinks I'm a dork because I always wear wristbands, but we have a few of those. We have a few pens. So this is it, and of course the show bag. So we will.
By the way, I love that bag. If you just saw, my nanny uses that as the baby bag when she goes for walks, and she stores a bunch of stuff in it. So thank you for that.
That's probably one of our biggest promotions of Q-Box. In fact, my little dog. I'm like getting grandparent age, but our little dog we take to PetSmart to board, she has a Q-Box bag. That's what her blanket is. And so they all know Q-Box. They have no idea what it is, but.
Awesome. Okay, you guys ready? Drum roll. Matt, you have some drum roll.
Okay.
And the winner is, okay, I make sure I got to say this right, Carrie with a K, and it's Kerstetter. So Carrie with a K, Kerstetter.
Congratulations, Carrie. And we'll make sure getting the question to you how to send it to you. But thank you very much, Marianne, for joining us. Very Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you guys. Happy
hopefully,
holidays.
One last thing, we've
Yes.
got desktop time coming up in April, you and me together.
April 2019, Matt, myself, Chris, and a whole lot of non-quick Q-Box talk. So we won't do
Yeah,
that.
that's right. No key marks.
All right, guys. Thank you.
All
Bye.
right. Take care, Maria. Thanks for
Bye.
coming.
All right, so it looks like our next person we had pop in is Sarah. Sarah, you with us right now?
She actually, so yeah, and Jeff, I'm not sure what happened to Jeff, but we can maybe just transition a little bit.
Maybe we could flip it around real quick. So
Yeah,
there she is.
there she is. Now, you're not from California, so.
No, I'm freezing. I don't know what I'm complaining about.
In the high 60s or low 70s. It's cold outside.
I've got my fuzzy slippers on, let me tell you.
So I've had the pleasure of getting to know Sarah. Actually, Sarah is probably one of the first people I met that's of all the cool kids, because she was the first person who literally talked about my application VendorSync live on a webinar. And the funniest part of it was I was writing an email to Sarah right at the time.
When I was like on a Saturday night or something?
I was doing a replay at night, and I'm sitting here typing it to her. I'm like, wait a second, what did I just hear? And it was awesome. So I'll always be grateful for that, of course. But you got your own application, Trial Balance Exporter. You've been on Desktop Time, I mean, quite a few times, but actually this year was February, if I remember correctly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So tell us, how has your year been?
Well, it flew. It absolutely flew. And so when Chris said, be prepared to talk, what was positive in 2018, it's like it went so fast that I was trying to remember what was in this year versus last year. But probably I'm finally seeing the fruits of my labor after years of building. TBX sort of started as a hobby. I wrote it for myself, and it was sort of a hobby and a little revenue stream. And then I had to get serious about it, and I had to hire, a real programmer. And so I'm starting to see the fruits of my labor, and I'm starting to see that passive income coming in,
Awesome.
in addition to my accounting firm. And that's enabled me to be more comfortable with traveling, because that can get really pricey. I was able to take all my employees to Atlanta to Scaling New Heights. One of them won a trip to Hawaii. Wow. It was an absolute blast. I mean,
I'm jealous.
Yeah, she just got back. And what other traveling did we do? Oh, went to Caltech.
Boston.
And went to Boston. I got to share a booth and with Chris. And I don't know if you believe me or not, but I am an introvert who acts like an extrovert. So when I'm around other people, it's really exhausting. So for me to come out of my comfort zone and have a booth and talk nonstop for days, usually I have no problem talking, but you know what I mean? It was hard, and I was so pleased that we did it. And
congratulations. I know it's a heck of a journey trying to do it, so congratulations.
Yeah, so it's all coming together. So that's fun.
What's your big plan for the next year? What are you thinking?
Well, again, Chris's question made me sit down and actually doodle that out, because I know we're supposed to do that. I've been more of a wing it person my whole life, and it's a really good exercise to sit down and go, you know what, I want to do this, 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 and this. I contributed a lot in Facebook and LinkedIn groups, and I write and I write and I teach, and they would all make wonderful blogs, but I have this, I think if I just did my first blog, it would probably just, explode, but I really am going to try to get the blog going. We are adding an IAF export for TBX. That'll be fun. I really want to see my income go up about 30%. I really want to do that. And that another thing that QBox and my systems and everything that I've learned in the last couple of years and all these tools that I'm using to make our lives more efficient and smoother and everything is we're going to go out of the country for 3 weeks. So I would never ever have attempted that in the past. And
Good for you.
now I can, we're going to be in Australia, so my QBox will probably be populating in the middle of the night here, and I'll, any work that I do will be. I won't have to bump into any clients working in their data files. But
that's the beauty of it, right? I mean, it's using technology to provide
freedom.
the opportunity to get
Freedom.
the freedom again. So I think that's just amazing.
Yeah, it's freedom. I'm
for
not tethered to the office like was for years. We just did our we recapped all our year end, all the quarterly clients that are coming in, the annual clients, because January is like 20 working days or a month of just knocking it out. We call it hell month. And actually, after we got done, looking at all the clients and everything that we had to do and our schedule and everything, I'm not concerned at all. I've always dreaded the holidays because seriously, it's been awful my whole career. I dreaded the holidays because it was the calm before the storm.
Mm-hmm.
And all I could think about was it's coming, And last year and this year, the first years that I've really enjoyed the holidays, and I don't have that level of dread. As much as I have passion for my accounting and my clients and everything, there's still that. Don't anybody die. Don't anybody get sick. Don't let the computers crash.
Hey, Chris, how did you, I'm sorry to interrupt, how did you connect? How did you guys meet up?
I think actually maybe
somebody mentioned you on LinkedIn first, and I was like, or maybe even Facebook.
Okay.
And I remember thinking, what is this magic? And then I started, I don't know how we called or talked to one another, and then I've just been an advocate ever since, because it just made.
Yeah. You have a huge smart sheet full of so many different applications that you're always trying to
deep dive,
list them out and help and be able to try to figure out so we can see what's good in different areas, right? And
I'm a deep diver.
I think it's great.
The surface and the things that app developers market and all that, that's all cool and shiny. But I want to know exactly what happens if I do this, what happens over here. So I can either be your really helpful or your worst nightmare. But
I think that's a positive, though, because I just did an article for Firm of the Future, and I think some people get so technology driven that they try applications that don't even match what their objectives are or what they want, for their firm. So they end up wasting a lot of time and maybe realizing it doesn't give them the results. So doing the deep dive first and understanding the pain point it's going to serve has a huge amount of value, I believe. So.
And then prioritizing, because some things are just some things would be awesome, but they're not deal killers.
Yeah.
It's looking at features and looking at roadmaps, and I can wait for that. That kind of thing. But so next year is my big decision on document management, fetching, pushing, storing. They're all lined up. They're all cool. I have not pulled the trigger.
That's a big topic on its own.
Yeah.
Before we have you, you're welcome to stick around, but before we introduce our next guest, I believe we have a giveaway for you.
Yes. You should have gotten a private chat for another swag bag.
Another swag pack. All right.
Swag pack. And again, every one from the QBox closet, everything we have, all of our shirts, pens, cool wristbands. So who's our next winner?
Okay, the next winner is it Stefan Mueller?
I'm getting the nod. That was correctly pronounced.
Did I get it right?
I hope it was good to me. So we'll send you an email and make sure that we get your information to send that to you. But thank you very much, Sarah, for joining us, and best wishes in 2019 for you and for Mark. I don't see him, so
You too.
yeah, Merry Christmas to you, and thank you for taking the time to join us today.
All right.
And
See
with
ya.
that, we'll actually go ahead and transition over to Jeffrey, who's there waiting. How's it going, man?
We got you on mute, Jeffrey.
Oh, you're still muted. There you go.
I'm off mute. How's it going, everyone?
Going good. Thanks for joining us. So
Thank you for having me. I think this is a wonderful idea. I love how everyone's looking back at 2018 and looking ahead to 2019. Really great concept.
We've got a lot of great people on here right now, some great faces, and these are people that the more we collaborate together, the more we all succeed. So it truly is the best of desktop time. This is really neat.
Fantastic. Rising tide raises all ships.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I'm going to write that one down for 2019. That's my first T-shirt of 2019.
Yeah.
So Jeffrey, what do you have for us? 2018 was definitely a powerful year. What's something that for you that is a positive takeaway?
So I think for me and for HubDoc, I think I'll get the obvious thing out of the way, and then I'll talk about something that might not be as obvious. But in 2018, HubDoc was acquired by Xero.
What?
Which was, yeah.
Sorry.
Crazy, right?
I didn't hear about that.
So as you can imagine, it's been kind of a whirlwind since we were acquired at the end of July. And since then, it's been just kind of like a ton of fun working with our new partners and our new colleagues at Xero. But I think ultimately, if I look back at 2018 and the things that I'm most happy about, the things that I'm most proud about is working and getting to work with accounting and bookkeeping partners across North America, Australia, and we also launched in the United Kingdom, which I think was fantastic. And just seeing how accounting and bookkeeping practices are evolving and better leveraging cloud accounting technology, and with that evolution are now having higher expectations of the applications that they're using. So it's like this interesting shift where historically the technology was kind of moving the industry ahead, and now that the accounting and bookkeeping partners are utilizing technology, they're starting to pull the technology ahead. So
awesome.
I think for 2018, that was kind of the most interesting thing for me, and the thing that I thought was the most engaging and the most fun, aside from obviously the crazy news that we were acquired by Xero.
To touch base on that real quick, there's a lot of people on here that are all involved in software development, and every one of us are chasing that type of journey. So congratulations to your entire team for it. We definitely get it. I mean, that's the dream, right? Build something to a point where somebody else wants to acquire it. So congratulations.
Thank you. Really appreciate that. And what's great is there are so many, I hate this word, but it's so apropos in the moment. There are so many synergies between HubDoc and Xero. The way we interact and engage with our customers and our partners, the way we look at the market. And I think there are probably many people who are asking themselves, yes, this organization acquired HubDoc, but what does that mean for people that don't necessarily use Xero? And I think what's really cool about Xero is this rising tide, raising all ships. Analogy is something that they believe in wholeheartedly, which is why they've kind of left us to continue to run independently and to continue to support and work with QuickBooks Online and Intuit and other third-party applications within the ecosystem, just to make sure that we're supporting all of our accounting and bookkeeping partners to the best of our ability. So, yeah, absolutely. It's just been crazy.
Yeah, I can imagine. And probably crazier things ahead in 2019 is that next year, bigger aspirations. And
what's your plan of attack? What are you hoping for?
So for 2019, I think first and foremost is we want to do accounting and bookkeeping partners and the small businesses that they serve in our primary market, which is North America. So expect a faster cadence of product development and product releases, so a ton of new features to enhance.
Oh, we lost them.
Well, that
That's a
will
Canadian
cut it
thing,
off
I think.
for, he's about to say he was going to enhance more things for QuickBooks Desktop as well, I think, but I could be mistaken on that. So.
Yeah, I think so too. That sounds accurate. We can probably, we can bounce on to the first man who had a stunt double in our desktop time today. And back when I saw that other Mike Milan, I said, who is that guy? And there, but now I see the real Mike Milan there. So
I was wondering that.
You know, I had Dave step in for me just as a stunt double, and then he's a better looking version of me. I mean, he really is.
it's
Mike.
safe from here.
So real quickly, when I was up in QuickBooks Connect in San Jose, this guy dude, my
man is a fantastic shirt. Hey,
So,
I'm wearing this dumb Qbox shirt. Come on, Mike.
we can send you one up. I can send you up. Look, Matt, we're twins today.
All right.
part of the Three Stooges, right? So
That's right. Sure. Hey, by the way, how do you get that cool background? I mean, you know, I've got this, and you've got something fantastic.
I was already giving him a bad time. He's so much more prepared than me. I told him I made this brick wall all morning today, and it took me for hours, but it's still not as nice as his.
Yeah, right?
well, it's just a little bit of fun. You can green screen enjoyment, right?
Wow.
So,
Oh, wait, I'm in Canada.
oh yeah, this was part of the GoFundMe. Of course, everything's backwards, so I always get confused on how to drop my chair and such. But green screen, it's actually one of the coolest parts of Zoom is you can very easily use a green screen and change the backdrop.
Oh,
If everybody saw my actual office, they would, you know, not like it as much. Technology. So,
Right.
so Mike, I mean, I know you've had a huge year. You were on and you were talking about Finagraph with the desktop time. That was March. Can you believe it was back in March?
Man, I tell you what, 2018 flew by. It was just unbelievable what happened not only here, but just in the marketplace. I mean, really in the marketplace, I mean, some of the new entrants, I mean, you know, you've got this great new app that's coming out. I mean, there's just so many things that are happening in this QuickBooks ecosystem, or even Xero's ecosystem now. It's just fun to watch. I mean, Chris, you know as well as I do.
yeah, absolutely.
I think you're primed for, my prediction for next year is it's all going to be about cash flow. That is going to be the magic word all year long, and I know that you're going to be in a great place for that. So what do you think is going to happen in 2019 for your adventures?
You know what? I mean, that's exactly what we've been preparing for. You got to realize, I mean, we got into this space in about 2010. You know, and we were right at the point in time when people were starting to talk about what is a trusted advisor. You know, what is this thing that we're talking about? But yet still people were focused on efficiency apps and nothing against, you know, things that make things faster, workflows better, timesheets better. All of them are necessary, but we forgot to talk about cash, right? You can't sacrifice efficiency or cash for efficiency because there's 200,000 businesses that fail every quarter. And believe it or not, a lot of them, 82% of them blame cash flow. So I think we're the best positioned with our deep connections to banks, the teaching that we do of bankers and small business owners and CPAs around the country. All of that now, we didn't realize until last year, we're actually sitting on a secret that we're now putting into the software.
Okay.
Awesome. Congratulations. What would be one other tip that you would have for other people that are developing, that are just trying to market their product? Because you do a great job of getting yourself out there and known in marketing. What's one of your secrets?
Well, you know what? I'm glad from the outside it looks like we're doing a great job. Because, you know, probably like all of us, I mean, Chris, anybody that's built software, I mean, it's really our biggest challenge is the audience. Who is it? Because we've got a tool that can be wide-reaching. You know, is it for a banker? Is it for an investor? Is it for the accountant or the business owner? So matching a message that actually resonates with each of those groups is hard, right? And you got to make some tough calls on what features go in, who you talk to, what trade shows you go to, and it's a balancing act every day. So I mean, for you to say that you think we've done a good job, you know what? I appreciate that.
I think all of you guys would agree the most important thing is the target audience for all this are accountants and bookkeepers. And I know you guys both do a phenomenal job of engaging your audience and really asking for that feedback because you want to hear it, because you want to make things better for them. So that's why we love being here. You guys are doing a great job with it. QBox is killing it too. So
I tell you, one thing I see Chris doing that I think really is one of the secrets to success in this marketplace is people, right? I mean, it's just people buy people. Products being the same. If I trust Chris because of what he says, I know what he's going to do what he says. So, you know, people resonate to that and people are attracted by it. You can't chase money. You got to accept it. He's doing a good job.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. I was telling Matthew a story this week, and I won't mention names because we're still in the midst of it, but we had a gentleman that's approached us as probably going to use QBox that he basically said at QB Connect, he walked around and he was almost kind of offended or snubbed because people wouldn't give him the time of day. And so I was saying with Matthew that, you know, that really lends itself. We, you know, can get into that kind of technology mode where we're staring at screens and we have our objectives, but the reality is too that people, it is about building relationships and making sure people understand how we can, you know, provide our application to them, but also personalizing it and make sure they understand that we're going to stand behind it. And so that's a firsthand story.
I love it. Any chance you got those fancy socks on, Mike?
No, I didn't really. That's when Mike doesn't have his casual socks on. Hey, I'm gonna have to buy at least 3 pairs because I'm wearing them like every 2 days now.
Hold on, I'm doing the math on that, and I'm like, wait a second, but it's okay.
Sometimes I wear it twice.
It's a guy thing. It's a guy thing.
Exactly.
I just want
So I know that we have another giveaway that we've prompted for you. Do you feel like giving something away today?
Yeah.
Since you are Mike.
Yeah, Caspo Mike, you should have some cash to give away.
Oh, I'm giving away cash, baby, cash. Let's do that.
That's right. Shopping money, as my wife would say.
Nice. So you probably got a little private notification there to who the winner would be, and then we'll give you a fancy drum roll here if you're ready for that.
I don't see the chat yet. Is it in my? Where do I get it at?
Private chat on the Zoom private chat.
Here, let me send you a message myself with my name, and you can just call that, and I'll be the winner.
Okay, so I got. There you go.
Wow, I remember that.
It's worth a try. So,
I'm seeing the webinar chat, but I don't see the private chat.
It should be in the webinar. If you click on chat down at the bottom of Zoom, it should pop up a window in your right side panel, and it should have a private message to you.
I don't see one yet. I see from Stephen. I see from Matt.
Yeah, there should be one that says from Allison directly to you, but that's, you want to send it again?
Yeah, I don't see
Allison. You're right at the bottom. Maybe people came in out.
She probably sent it to the other Mike Mylan, my double.
I could be Mylan, please stand.
Yeah.
I wonder if it actually may have happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume she sent it to the other guy.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't want to miss, so I had somebody get in like, hey.
That's right. And he probably announced himself and took off, and so
yeah.
The winner.
When you were on Desktop Time, you were talking about fraud prevention, also, if I remember correctly. What was one of your best takeaways or tips for fraud prevention?
It's really just the quicker the less damage you can sustain. I mean, Dawn and I, she's got now that Fraudcast, Dawn Brolin, and we talked all about that. I mean, the quicker I know, and I actually have the winner now. It popped up in my team over here, so let's go to the other Mike Mylan. Just the quicker you know. When you see little changes, I mean, that's one of the things that we're doing in Cashflow Tools is the anomalies. When those things pop up, ask the question. If you're a business owner and you see something that doesn't look exactly right, look at it as soon as you can, because the quicker you can see it for spotting, the, better,
Mhm.
the quicker we can take action and reduce the amount of damage. So,
Absolutely.
you know what? It's one of our friends that won, and she won a lot of money. Linda Artesani?
Okay. She got it. Linda, if you heard that, you were the winner.
$100 gift card. Linda did.
$100 gift card, and we'll get her information offline. But congratulations, Linda, and thank you, Mike. I apologize for cutting you short, but we have a lot of folks we're getting through, and thank you so much for joining us, Mike. Merry Christmas to you, man. I think my longest conversation I had with you was in Atlanta on the curb. So, but hopefully we get to talk again sometime soon and hear more about your plans for 2019.
We can sit on the crib more often. People are actually dropping dollars at our
That's right. Made money that day.
Hey, thanks, guys. I appreciate you being included, and take care.
All right. You too, Mike. Thanks again.
So Mike's been such a great guy to me, which I know he can still hear me, but that's okay. He's been very, very supportive and just good energy. He's one of the people that I had the chance to meet in San Jose that just makes you want to go back. Really, really.
Yeah, Mike's a great guy. So we lost. I saw Jeffrey came back for a minute and then he left again. So maybe we can just announce who Jeffrey was going to announce as a winner.
Why don't you do that giveaway?
Okay. Now I see Linda has acknowledged her win, so Allison's going to send it to me.
Actually, so Linda, I'm glad to hear that you won. I know you'll be flying out here on Thursday night, so looks like you're paying for dinner. Yeah.
You know how that works?
I love it.
Someone that lives near me, Allison. So the next gift card is Rosa Bermudez. So I have to buy you dinner. Margarita's right too, Linda says. So Rosa, you're our next $100 winner, and thank you so much for joining us today. And again, we'll make arrangements to get that to you. But again, Rosa Bermudez, $100 gift card to you. So thank you very much for joining us today. And we do have one more giveaway. We're waiting for one more esteemed guest to join us from another vendor from T-Sheets, which he should be joining us in just a moment.
You know, I saw one other person. I know we're kind of close on time, but if Gina is still watching right now, Gina, do you want to pop in for a quick hello? I know you spent quite a bit of time also.
Oh, there's Danny.
There's Danny.
What's up, Danny? Danny, we wait. Danny, I'm going to give you a bad time. Danny, are you there?
I think that means no.
No. What's up, Danny?
Hey, how are you, Chris?
Good. How are you?
Good, I can hear you.
I was giving you a bad time here.
What's that?
I said I was giving you a bad time here because you look like you weren't quite awake or something. I don't know.
You know, I wasn't sure if I was on camera yet, so that's my normal face. Now I've got my camera face ready.
Okay. Now we got the camera face.
Yes, you know, I'm actually taking this call from home. I have a dog that had to go into surgery, so I'm taking care of him right now.
Gosh. Okay.
Yeah. He's doing all right, though. He's doing good. Can't complain.
Oh, good.
You got to take care of them, right?
That's right. That's right.
I have two very manly Maltese poodles, and I love them to death. So I feel for you.
Hey, I've got a very manly mini dachshund. So
There we go.
Wow.
there you go.
I won't even talk about my Mountie Poo, and then that will just be everyone will hang up on us and so.
So Danny, you were on with Mariette back in June, and tell us about that experience. What was it like being on QBox? I'm sorry, on desktop.
Yeah, no, I loved it. You guys are great to work with. Mariette's freaking brilliant. She just has all these ideas, and it's always just fun to learn from everybody. And I loved it. Love being a part of the experience, and happy to be here now as well.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We've been asking everybody about the last year, something positive they wanted to share with everybody. So same question out to you. Like, tell us something great that happened for you in 2018.
Yeah. Well, I've got two things. You know, something that didn't really affect me, but it's kind of a big deal, is the snow leopards are no longer worried about going extinct. So that is a very positive thing that I was excited for.
Thank you for that.
And second, yeah, you know, it's a random fact of the day for you. And then the other big thing for me was we got acquired. T-Sheets, the company I work for, got acquired by Intuit at the beginning of this year. And you never really know how those are going to go, right? It's an acquisition. I was kind of worried, but honestly, everything's been amazing. My day-to-day is still the same. They treat us amazing over there, and so it's been a very, very great experience so far.
As an accountant using T-Sheets with Intuit, we've been just as happy. There has been only improvements, which is hard to believe with T-Sheets. I mean, you guys have always rocked it. Your customer service is the true definition of customer service.
Thank you.
So great stuff. Looking forward to the new changes coming up in job costing capabilities.
Gosh, I can't wait. Yeah, it's been probably our biggest thing is I need job costing, QuickBooks Online. Like what can we do here? And so there's a lot of really cool things coming with that. Absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how long have you been with T-Sheets?
I have been there. So I was actually employee number 50. I was hired about 3.5 years ago, and now we have over, well, I guess technically 8,000 with Intuit, but we have over 350 that work directly for T-Sheets now. So growth has been crazy, and yeah, I got in pretty early.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And so then what about next year? What do you think is going to happen there?
Yeah, next year, as far as like my goals or like what's going to happen with Intuit?
For you.
For
and
me.
You can branch it for business. You can do it for work or personal, whatever is going to.
Hey, I'll take 2 there as well, but it won't be about snow leopards this time. So for personal, I think my goal is to do the thing I'm going to remember the most. You know, when I get a call at 7:00 at night, you know, after a work day, and someone wants me to go do something, you know, instead of watching Netflix, I'm going to go out and do the thing I'm going to remember the most. So that's my personal goal. So I'll keep telling myself that whenever I'm feeling lazy, honestly. And for business, I had the opportunity to go to the CEO Sales Club, which is hosted by Intuit. They take some of their top performers, and it was an incredible experience. And so my goal is to make that again when it comes to business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got an off the cuff question real quick. Going to do a quick share of the screen.
Sure.
You see it right now? When you bringing the hairdo back, man? I can't be the only guy with the spiky hair.
You know, yeah, it's a little long right now. Where is that picture from? I didn't. You guys that one?
I don't know.
That's funny. That's great. Well, that's a lovely picture. That's awesome. I'll bring it back for the next call. I promise.
We're going to Photoshop in a snow leopard with you too. Your Idaho picture.
Even better. That's awesome.
And so your experience, you already talked a little bit about the experience of the transition. Is there one learning lesson that you could share with everybody from all of that?
Yeah.
Restructuring can be tough, right?
Yeah, it can be tough. I would say just, and it's like a lot of things in life, but just keep a positive mindset. I mean, there's going to be plenty of questions running through your head, and you're going to be wondering what's going to be happening with the future, but just live it day by day and you know, expect for the best, and most of the time you'll get it, honestly. Most of the time things will be pretty smooth.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Then I guess we've got one more big giveaway, right, Chris?
Yeah. Danny Shank's doing the Grand Poobah Prize winner. So.
Oh, man.
And we're not giving away a snow leopard with it, though. Just the prize.
Is it even worth it then?
So you should have gotten a message, Danny, who is our $200 prize winner.
Yes, absolutely. So our $200 gift card winner is going to be Paul Filio.
Okay.
Nice.
Congratulations, Paul.
Congratulations, Paul. And again, we'll make sure to get information or find out how we can get that to you. So thank you very much, Danny, for joining us. And I'm glad to hear your dog's doing okay. It sounds like it was a positive experience. And thank you, as always, for taking the time out for us. And we're happy to hear about what's going on with T-Sheets and the post-acquisition, even just kind of the brass tacks of it, hearing they still have the same corporate personality. You're still in Idaho, so we know that's a good thing. They're not forcing you down to Tucson or out here to Mountain View. So we're glad to hear they're continuing to provide a very quality product and actually doing some enhancements this year, as Matthew talked about. So thank you very much again for joining us. Hope you have an awesome rest of your day and a Merry Christmas. So thank you.
Really appreciate it.
All right. Take care.
Well, all good things must come close to an end, right, Chris?
That's right.
So, the last quick couple minutes here, I wanted to share a video. We actually haven't even launched yet. It's from our Toronto trip. The whole point of going to Toronto was to bring everybody together. And I felt like this show was a great example of that. It's the collaboration of accountants and developers and everybody from different places to really enhance our ecosystem. So I'm going to share my screen real quick, show a quick video from Toronto.
Okay.
That works well here. And again, audio-wise, I'll get turned up there.
Apparently Sean Duffy is trying to make a lot of money. That's not the goal. $1 right there, man. What's up, guys? Welcome to Canada. We're happy to have you. You guys have a good time. Come on down. Yeah.
Awesome.
So that trip was a lot of fun. We were invited by everybody from the Canadian tribe to come up and share in the experience. And again, I see Fox, their engagement with the accountants in the atmosphere, everything else, it's the same thing. You've done a great job of really bringing together a community, showing them the support that Desktop is here to stay. We are going to make a long run with it. And people that are on watching this, have been watching the different shows, you know, you guys are the ones that make the big difference in the community and the industry. So thank you for this opportunity.
Well, as I was sharing with Matthew, we had several discussions this week, and the one thing I've absolutely enjoyed the last 6 or 7 years, I'll call it the journey of QBox, and just meeting amazing people, all very encouraging and supportive, from the vendor community to obviously we now are very blessed to have 30,000 plus users of QBox, and great people, great support team here that we were able to come on board with us, and so it's been a very positive journey. I enjoy the space. That it's funny when you sit behind a computer all day and stare and see how many people have started using QBox. You don't get that QB Connect or Scaling New Heights experience. So to go out there and hear firsthand from people, not only the pain point we've solved, but also other applications and resources that have solved, provided solutions for them. It's just been an incredible gift, really. It's made it fun for the last 6-7 years. And we do definitely hope for desktop time next year. We've already, if you look at our calendar, we have the majority of it populated already. We're hoping to kind of beef things up. We're working rigorously on adding CPE credits so that hopefully will be available by January.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So we're hoping to give it a little more teeth and continue to have the same caliber of speakers and guest vendors like you saw today, join us and really make it a worthwhile venue. Always something interesting and informational that I personally learn each and every time we do one of these webinars. So we hope all of you, of course, have a very, very Merry Christmas, very wonderful holiday season with your family and friends. And again, we hope you join us next year. We hope we continue to move along in this journey with all of you, not only as part of the ecosystem that's growing, but also this forum here where we can help each other learn and pick up different things along the way. So, and Matthew, you, of course, have been very much a part of that. So looking forward to see what 2019 brings for both QBox and also Desktop Time and even for your new ventures, Matthew. So
I think it's going to be an amazing year filled with a lot of great people.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I'm going to Canada now after I see that video. So I actually, I looked across at it from Niagara Falls on the New York side, but yeah, I think I'm going next year. So.
We almost had to drive up, and we actually, our flight was canceled at the last minute. We were able to work some magic somehow and jump from one airport to another. There are so many other videos of actually the whole journey all the way to Toronto, which were a lot of fun. We've got a group in Facebook. It's QB Community Live. That it's a great place to, if you want to join in. Our goal is to have a place people can ask questions. We can help provide content, information, have fun with it. Please feel free to search us out. You can see some more of the videos that are coming out. And if there's ever a way we can help out, that's what we're all about. We're here to do it.
Okay. Excellent. Well, thank you very much again, Matthew, for taking time to join us today. I look forward to having you back in April as well. And always a pleasure to talk to you, fellow California homie. Just a great guy. If you haven't followed Matthew, follow him on their community they've started. I love seeing the videos of your trip to Canada, too. And I saw that you were stuck in that airport and that in New York. And so anyway, so thank you to everyone for joining us today. Thank you to all of our esteemed guests. I'm going to read off the script because I'm getting old. My memory escapes me. So thank you very much to Mariette, of course, and to Jeffrey, and to Sarah, and to Mike, and to Danny, and again, first and foremost, to Matthew. Thank you to everyone. Hope you all have a very wonderful, merry, and blessed Christmas season, and we'll look forward to seeing you back in 2019. So thank you very much, and take care.
Thanks, guys. Here's wishing you a very successful year.
Okay. Take care.